Under the vast skies on the plains of Kurukshetra, the air buzzed with tension as Arjuna, the great warrior, found himself standing at a crossroads of doubt and duty. Turning to his charioteer and dear friend, Krishna, he spoke, his voice a mix of frustration and confusion. "O Krishna," he began, "you've spoken of wisdom and knowledge as the supreme path. Yet here we stand, and you urge me toward battle to engage in something so grim and terrible. Why is that?" He looked at Krishna, searching for clarity. "Your words, though wise, seem to tangle themselves, leaving my mind in knots. How am I to know the right path to follow, the one that will truly lead me to what's best?" In response, Krishna's gaze was steady, compassionate, but firm. "Arjuna, there are indeed two ways to walk through this world. For some, it is the way of knowledge and inner contemplation. For others, it's the way of action and duty. Each path has its own truth and purpose." Krishna continued, "But remember this. No one finds true peace simply by avoiding action, nor does anyone reach perfection by giving up work altogether. The very nature of life is movement. Every moment, we're all driven by our inner nature to act, to play our parts in this vast world." In the silence that followed, Arjuna felt the wisdom of Krishna's words settle within him like a quiet stream. The weight of his path had not lightened, but he felt a sense of clarity dawning, a growing understanding that some truths are found not in avoidance but in action, however difficult they may be. This version breaks down the verses into simpler English and frames them in a storytelling style to make the ideas easier to grasp. As Arjuna listened closely, Krishna's words took on a more solemn tone, weaving deeper truths into the fabric of the moment. "Arjuna," Krishna began, "there are those who appear to restrain themselves outwardly, who try to hide their desires by masking them with an air of self-control. But if their thoughts still dwell on worldly cravings, they are only deceiving themselves. Such people stray from the path, for this type of restraint is hollow." Krishna's eyes softened as he looked upon Arjuna. In contrast, a true seeker learns to control both mind and senses, allowing their heart to lead them into selfless action, free from attachment to any reward. This is the higher path, Arjuna, one of discipline and selflessness. Pausing for a moment, Krishna continued with a gentle but resolute tone. "Remember, it's far better to act than to remain idle. Even to nourish and sustain your body, you must engage in some form of action. Embrace your duties, for action is woven into the very essence of existence." And, he added with a sense of reverence, "all actions should be done as an offering to something greater. When you work with selfish desires, you are bound tightly to this world. But if you work selflessly, as a humble offering, your spirit will find freedom." Then, Krishna leaned closer to Arjuna, as if to reveal a secret. From the very beginning, when Brahma created humanity, he gave them the sacred practice of sacrifice. By this offering, he told them, you will thrive, prosper, and fulfill your deepest needs. For in giving and dedicating your work to the higher purpose, all that you seek will naturally come to you. In Krishna's words, Arjuna found new insights, each guiding him toward a life of purpose, free from the grip of personal gain and filled with deeper fulfillment. As Krishna continued, his words painted a picture of harmony and balance, revealing a cycle where all beings support one another. "Arjuna," he said, "when humans perform sacrifices with sincere hearts, the gods are pleased and return their blessings in abundance. By working together like this, humans honoring the gods and the gods providing their gifts, a beautiful cycle forms, one that brings the highest good for all." He smiled gently, as if sharing a cherished truth. "When you make these offerings, the gods will bestow everything you need in life. But remember, if you take without ever giving back, it's as if you were stealing. True prosperity comes from the exchange, from giving and receiving in balance." He then spoke of the wise, those who understood this sacred cycle. "The truly wise," Krishna said, "offer a portion of their meal to the gods first, sharing the fruits of their labor with reverence. By doing so, they free themselves from wrongdoing. But those who cook and eat only for themselves, without sharing or gratitude, trap themselves in selfishness and create their own suffering." Krishna's words seemed to carry the hum of nature itself as he explained further, "All life, Arjuna, depends on food. Food comes from rain, and rain, in turn, is born of sacrifice. And these sacrifices arise from our duty, from doing the right actions with pure intent. He spoke of the ancient Vedas then, his voice resonating with timeless wisdom. The duties we follow come from the teachings of the Vedas, and these teachings spring from the eternal truth of the universe itself, from Brahma, the ever-present essence within every sacred act of sacrifice. As Arjuna absorbed these words, he glimpsed the grandeur of the world's hidden harmony, where every offering, every drop of rain, every meal shared was part of an eternal dance, connecting the human to the divine and back again.